Well, good morning. Welcome to the 11:11 gathering, and we're continuing our journey through the book Faith Without Religion this morning, and we are at entry number 119, which is titled Watch Who You Associate With. You've seen firsthand how the worries of this world and the deceitfulness of riches so easily impact people's lives. The situation is not that these are bad people or even that they do not know me. No, the problem for them is they think that they and their abilities are the source of their supply. They're focusing on trusting themselves, or worse, trusting in other men to provide them with opportunity and with increase. There are only two sources of supply available on earth, says God. That which I supply, and that which is being provided by the enemy, which is always a counterfeit of the truth. This illuminates a very simple yet profoundly important issue. If I am not the provider of what you have because you've not been diligent in seeking my counsel and involving me in the process, to whom do you belong? Be warned. A man cannot take his bread from one camp and then claim that his heart is in another. Those that feed you will be able to exercise the greatest influence over you. So be careful with whom you are eating. A cat may return to your house to sleep, but refuse to eat the food that you offer because the cat has been eating elsewhere. Someone else is feeding and nurturing the cat, even though he spends time in your house. To whom does he really belong? Consider, therefore, people that you spend time with. Where and from whom do they get their food? The answer to such questions will bring you much wisdom and discernment in dealing with people and their ways, says God. How does a person truly escape from the worries of this world and the deceitfulness of riches, and yet remain on the earth? The answer is to, while you remain on the earth, literally in your physical bodies, to remove yourselves from the earth spiritually and exist from a supernatural perspective. As an example, you're looking to establish a business. You should consider if that will be a natural company with all of the usual worldly stuff that goes on with business, or will it be a supernatural company that does things purely under the anointing of my Spirit? A person that chooses the first scenario would have great difficulty in being able to separate themselves from the world. It is far easier to start a company on a supernatural basis than it is to try and change into one at some point in the future. The foundation that any business is built upon is the key factor. Once the house is erected, you can never change the foundation without tearing down the house and starting all over again. Just as it is with those in the parable of the sower, those that do not have the rock as the foundation cannot survive the course. It is the same with personal relationships and with business and with everything else. If it is not based on my truth and my rock, it will not stand. Everything is temporal except that which is eternal. Only the truth can be eternal, for anything that is not the truth, and therefore a lie, must lead to destruction. You may think that this sounds ridiculously simple, even childlike, but it is the most profound wisdom, and you will do well to embrace its message wholeheartedly. You cannot wear the belt of truth and have lies on your tongue. Any lies will impair the effectiveness of your belt, causing it to be removed. This is very serious. You see, the breastplate of righteousness clips onto your belt to help keep it secure. If the belt is removed, your righteousness will automatically become unstable, and that will then require you to hold it in place with your hand in order to make progress at any rate of speed. Think about what that causes. You have to put down either the sword of the Spirit or the shield of faith in order to be able to hold your righteousness in place and move forward. You become both ineffective and vulnerable at the same time. In addition, you will become a stumbling block to many because the truth is no longer within you. This is the critical condition that so many find themselves in today, says God. Back to a familiar subject then. Think carefully about what you are going to say and let the mind of Christ, not the carnal mind, do the thinking. That way, the words that you use will be truthful, anointed, and powerful, and that should always be your primary objective, to use the created power of anointed spirit words to bring truth to the hearts of others. Spontaneous answers usually originate in the flesh. Discern the thought. Is this the mind of Christ or the mind of man? Say only what needs to be said. Do not add anything, as this will simply introduce the flesh into the picture and cause confusion. Before answering or asking important questions, pause and pray. Grant me the mind of Christ and the tongue of truth. You will immediately see an incredible difference in the things that you say and the way that you communicate with and relate to others. Well, there you have it. There's a lot in there. But this issue that we've been talking about over the last couple of days, developing the mind of Christ, because it's only through that you will consistently speak truth. And where do you get the source of the truth and the wisdom to understand what the truth is? You get it from God's living word. Hopefully by now, if you've been watching us for any period of time, you already have a Bible. If you don't have one, just download one onto your smartphone. Most of them are free. You can get virtually every translation of the Bible. Just find one that just feels like it fits for you, because the Lord will direct you to where He wants you to be in terms of which one to read. Once you start your deep relationship with Him, which is so vitally important. A lot of these messages were given to me at a time when I was involved in the commercial world, in business, more than anything else. And what God was showing me was how business people, myself included at that time, are often so willing to compromise our situation, because what we want to do is anything that's going to supposedly empower the business, make it grow faster, make it more successful. It's the same when you have a job. You're looking to make decisions and take actions and think things that are going to help you to progress up the ranks and move into higher paid positions. The thing that we have to be very, very careful about is that you do not compromise your relationship with the Father in order to make progress in the world. Very, very dangerous path to take, because you can get so far away that you can't hear His voice anymore. The only way you're going to consistently hear His voice is to be talking to Him and feeding on His living word every day. Take the time to do that. Your life will change for the better. I promise you. I'll see you back here tomorrow at 11:11. Bye for now.